Good afternoon, Rich Nass with Embedded Computing Design. I am on the road for the IAR Developer Conference. This week we are in Dallas, Texas, and I'm here with Todd Chapman. He's one of the technical folks for IAR. Hello, Todd. How are you?
Hey, Rich. I'm doing fine. Yourself?
Good. I'm doing fine. So, the obvious question is, we look at these people. Why are they here? What are the challenges that these folks are seeing? Why are they coming to the events? What are things that they can get accomplished by coming here? What are the challenges that they're showing up with?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges that I've seen in the embedded industry from talking to different customers is underutilization of the software development environment that they're programming in.
So that says to me that they're not using the IAR tools properly, or they're not maximizing?
Exactly. What I see is people, engineers, will use 10 to 20% of the tool power to do their development. And they're much more concerned with doing rapid prototyping than really getting down to figuring out a particular bug. They may just use a printf.
Mm-hmm. Is it a common theme? Do people use the same 20% of the tool, or is it sort of all over the map?
Well, you get your outliers here or there, but for the most part, it's the same that you see time and time again. They'll get the basic functionality of the tool, and they could really get a lot more by diving deeper, maybe a training program or just understanding how to do data breakpoints. IAR offers the ability to do conditional breakpoints, whether it's data changing or you're looking at a particular value that you want to see in a variable. IAR's Embedded Workbench can do that.
Very good. Well, if you want to find out more, you're welcome to check out one of these DevCons. You can get more information at IARDevcon.com. Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Rich.
What are we expecting to get out of this DevCon?
I'm getting introduced to the embedded systems and wanted to come here and get introduced to the IAR systems.
So you've been sitting here for a couple hours now. Have you learned anything?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Learn how to use the tools, from the demonstrations, and definitely would be useful in the future.
Actually, I'm working at a company developing a PIC microchips, but I also want to open my mind to different microchips and different programming methods. And I'm actually very interested in the debugging tool that this platform is giving me.
I had some experience with IAR before, a few years ago. Now we are looking at to migrate a project to a new environment, which might not be IAR or other tools, but need to learn the features, which tools is more suitable for our development. I learned a lot from this conference. It's very helpful.
It showed me what I can do. I mean, it's stuff that I need to do, and it integrated, polished, and some pieces of it I've seen systems 20, 30 years ago, but nowhere nearly as polished and everything. So I'm impressed.
I expected to learn a little bit more about the IAR offerings. We use them currently in our office to develop our products, and I needed to learn a little bit more about CStat and CRUN.
So mission accomplished?
I would say so.
Well, I wanted to learn a little bit more about IAR tool chains and how can we use IAR tool chains and various softwares and systems in our product testing environment, especially in the automotive industries. And I touched base briefly with Todd that some of the MISRA requirements and so the tool chain could be very, very helpful for us to do our validation and software testing, especially we do for automotive industries.
I'm with Aaron Bouch, and he is one of the speakers at this DevCon. One of the things I'd love to hear from you, is there some common theme? Is there some feedback that you're hearing over and over? You've done a few of these now. Is it across the board, or does everybody come in with the same problem?
Well, it's not really a problem, but what's really been interesting is that I always ask at each DevCon, who in the audience has ever used the timeline in our tools? Every single time, the answer is almost always no.
Now, I'm sure it's a very useful tool.
It's extremely useful.
Why aren't people taking advantage of it?
I think they just don't know it's there. Today, I had one attendee tell me that he had used it. And
1 out of 20-something.
Out of 20-something. And the other several DevCons I've done, every single time, the answer's always been, no, we didn't know it's there. So it's that's one of the things that we've been able to show people at these DevCons, and every time they walk away saying, that's something I'm going to go try.
Very good. That's great feedback. Thank you.
Sure.